Morning, friends. Today we will discuss how to implement ISO 27001 in GRC Archer. So, at the left side, you can see a lot of navigators has been visible. So, go to the regulatory and corporate reports compliance, and after that, you need to go here, authoritative sources here. In the authoritative sources, once you click out, since I already created ISO 01 tab here, for new we need to create a new records and you can assign this one. Since I already created, so let me open this one. uh, Here you can see the source name is ISO 01, the version is 2022. We are deploying sources. We are uh, taking source as a ISO 27001 22 versions. And if you can see here, let me just remove this part. Okay, if you can see here, here is a section of control mappings. So control mapping means what are the standard mentioned in ISO 27001. As you know, total 93 controls are mentioned in ISO 01. So you need to import all 93 controls here. Before doing this, there is a column called as control standards. Here you need to deploy like A51, it starts from A510 and all. It's likewise. You need to install every controls with the descriptions and standard names with statements and status and next review date. So these are the columns you need to insert import in ISO 01. Total total 93. And this is the second page. Like we have secure disposal or reuse of equipments. We have physical entries, we have secure rooms, we have physical monitoring. This belongs to 8.8.7.4. Now protecting against physicals, working in secure areas, and a clear desk and clear screens, equipment settings, and likewise data masking and all. So the name of the control with respect to the control number, you need to import all 93. Once you make successful here, go to authoritative sources. Here you need to create the sources name as ISO 01, version is 2022, control mapping, this part. So control mapping means what? You are just uh, mapping or syncing the control with respect to your organizations. Here you need to also set up the control procedures and questions library. These sections we will use later once we do the real findings. So these are the sources, and to implement we also need to use the issues management, because under issues management we have uh, what issues we identified, what actions we took, etc. And also we need to work upon the risk registers part, because the findings applicable from here would be reflected in the risk register parts here. Okay, so let me just define all these step by step, that what are the steps we need to perform while syncing the ISO 27001 in GRC Archer. So if we are implementing it, obviously that means we are using Archer ISO controls, we are using risk, we are using policies, procedures, assets, assessments, evidences, and audit findings. What are the navigators we need to use in Archer? We need to use a policy program management, we need to use the control standards, we need to use the risk management, we need to use the issues management, vendor management, audits, and compliances for the dashboard purpose. So these are the modules we need to work or we need to use in Archer while deploying ISO. Step number 3, we need to create ISO 01 framework in Archer just like we did before. We need to create as a record. So for this we need to go to control standard and the regulations part just like we did before. Import ISO clauses, like I just discussed that we need to import all 93 controls there, uh, all clauses, everything's all 93 controls we need to import here, and we need to create the control procedures, means what step by step task we need to perform to ensure that control is followed. Next step is define internal controls. Okay, this would be better. Yes, this part is very important. We have n numbers of risk available in our organization, and we need to map that particular risk to ISO controls. So, for example, unauthorized risk, right? It is mapped with the ISO control A515. Malware infection is reflected under A8.7. Data leakage reflecting under A5112. This creates traceability. So you need to figure out all the risk, right? And map with the ISO controls. This is very useful later while you are creating the compliances dashboards and the reporting part. Then link policies and SOPs, upload ISMS policies, which includes backup as SOPs and incident responses. And finally, if possible, collect all the evidences of your organization, for example, for access reviews report, backup reports, right, vulnerabilities scan, etc. For this, you need to go to the evidence management and control all these sections from there. And after mapping and all, right, you need to perform the audits. Means start from the internal, starts from the con assessments part. So you need to create the ISO assessment questionnaires um in Archer, like is MFA enabled, backup tested, are logs monitoring, etc. Compliant, partial compliant, and non-compliant. Next, uh, during assessment, right, perform the uh, test design or test the controls. Then any loopholes you identify, right, raise findings, go to issues management here, right? This one where we discussed just now here. Issues management is reflecting under the this part, issues management, issues action, remediation plans. Okay. So, okay, once you created issues management, ISO dashboard is required to just in the form of bar charts or in the form of pie chart or in the form of network graphs, so that it should be visible in terms of in terms of a percentage. So Archer is very useful in today's organization to ensure the complete GRCs and mm, all the compliances related to organizations. If you want to learn or if you want to map ISO 27001 in Archer, or if you want to integrate third party risk management in Archer, or if you want to learn SOC 2, if you want to learn GDPR, PCI DSS, uh, and we are also helping candidates to prepare the interview tips, and um, we are referring candidates to our sources, where you can, where this is very helpful to get your interview scheduled. So these are the uh, supports we are providing, and you can connect me on one-on-one if required, if you have required further supports in selection process. So if you need trainings of complete GRC, you may connect to us, rajveersinghAUG@gmail.com, or you can also in touch with me at Rajveer 9015997199. And here is a country code 91. So thank you so much. Have a nice day. Stay in touch and feel free to ask any queries if you have any queries with respect to Archer or any of these technology like ISO 01, TPRM, SOC 2, GDPR, PCI. If you have any queries, let me know. We will try to get you supported. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.